25 million views is a fuck ton of views. To put that in perspective, the continent and country of Australia only has a population of 26 million people. That means a video with 25 million views almost has as many views as the entire population of a continent, which is insane. Like, that's an objectively ridiculous stat. It doesn't even sound real. But for Mike Shake, it is real. His most viewed video on his channel is 25 million views. And I would know all about it because I'm the one who came up with the idea and the thumbnail. And I'll be explaining exactly how I came up with a video that generated over 25 million views for a single creator. Now, for context, we need to understand where Mike Shake was, because where he was in his journey matters to the performance of the video. Mike Shake, prior to this video, was really dialed in on learning skills. He was the learning skills guy. He would learn skills, he would show off him learning the skills, he would see if he still had the skills years later, he would try to learn as many skills as he could in 24 hours, impossible skills, etc. He was focused and dedicated on learning skills. The issue is, he learned a lot of skills, and there's not many skills to be learned that were interesting. A lot of the skills he was learning at the time were really interesting, paired with a great cinematography and really good storytelling. But he ran into a problem. First of all, there wasn't that many skills to learn left. And second of all, he just probably was tired of doing skills. He wanted to pivot out of that to something that has more potential views. So what he did was strategic. He pivoted out into something kind of similar. You know what's kind of like learning skills? Building something. If you think about it, learning a skill is just building yourself up to be able to do a thing. So he went to build weapons, tools, and armor. The reason why is that's badass as fuck. To put simply, building a weapon is really interesting, and having that weapon and then using it on something is also really interesting. So he went out and he dedicated himself to learn how to build a weapon. It's just a different skill he's basically learning, but in reality, he's learning how to build these certain weapons to then use them on dummies to see how damaging they are. Now, before he made that full transition to building and testing these weapons, while learning the skills, what he ended up doing was he ended up doing videos like $1 versus $10,000 sword and things like this, right? A good middle ground between the skills and the actual building and commitment to the weapons, just to see if there was validity in doing things with weapons and armor in the first place, because who knows, it could kill his channel. But by doing this little middle ground thing, it ended up working well because these videos ended up performing incredibly well, like testing deadly weapons, testing the five ancient deadly weapons. There's really big interest groups for these things, and they're just overall videos that appeal to a mass audience. So then, after we got that green light, then it was time to go all in on the building of the weapons. The first thing we did as a team was aggregation. If you watched the Dr. Diamond video, all we're doing is we're looking through the entire market of YouTube, which is difficult. But put simply, we looked through every single person that was building weapons, whether it be scientists that are building like laser microwaves or other people building katanas out of razor blades. We looked at everyone, including shorts. This is where there's a lot of really good data that's pretty underrated for long form content. Generally speaking, the way that shorts work is they are fed to you and you have to consume them and then you swipe away. But if you have a short that has 340 million views, that's a really good indication that 340 million people, potentially, if we were to use one view as one person, is something that's interesting. And why is it interesting? Well, that means there's a massive audience for this thing. So we can aggregate a lot of short form data in this regard. We can figure out that, hey, there is an audience for yo-yos. There's an audience for whips, both of which are videos that Mike Shake did as well, based off shorts data. So we aggregated everything. Everyone has ever made a weapon, a tool, a thing, restored something, built something new, made something insane, real life lightsaber, laser microwave, like I said, katana out of razor blades, katana out of rail ties, katana out of chain. We took everything into account. And the thing that we found was that katanas were the most overperforming weapon to build. Anyone that's built a katana on YouTube generally got more views on average. What we would call this is a viral vector. What a viral vector is any noun, verb, adverb, or adjective that consistently overperforms. In this case, this was a katana. Now, katanas are also an interest topic. An interest topic is anything that has a large amount of interest behind it. So for example, Ferrari is an interest topic within the niche of cars. In this case, katana is an interest topic in the niche of weapons. It's also a viral vector in the sense that anytime it has been used or made or had any type of affiliation with an idea or thumbnail, it's overperformed the average. Whether that be moving average or channel average, it's overperformed the average as a whole. So that's the first thing we did. The second thing we did was then we're like, okay, Mike Shake is gonna build a katana because a katana is the most well-known, largest interest topic weapon is katana. At least man-made weapon, at least. There's like guns and things like that, but in this case, he can't really do that due to limitations he has where he lives. So in this case, the biggest interest topic thing he can build is a katana, which is also in itself a viral vector. So we need to pair something with that because just building a katana isn't cool enough. People have built katanas out of razor blades. People have built katanas out of chains, out of railroad ties, out of cars, out of anything. So we have to figure out a way to build a katana that's uniquely interesting because there needs to be a novelty factor. If there's no novelty factor, no one's gonna watch no matter how dedicated the audience is. We have to make it stand out. So what we did is then we went back to the aggregation board and aggregated modifiers for this weapon. So could you build a flaming katana, a poisonous katana, an electric katana? We looked at things like Minecraft for inspiration, which is an adjacent niche. You build weapons in Minecraft and enchant them. Maybe there's something there. We looked at Star Wars. Could he build a blazer katana? That's like a cool lightsaber, like a lightsaber katana. Could he do that? Feasibly, probably not, because you need an electrical engineering degree and like advanced components. We don't got all of that. So we went back to the drawing board and we kept slotting things in. And then we found it, invisible. Mike Shake is going to build an invisible katana. How is he going to do that? We have to figure that out so we can pitch it to Mike Shake. But the reason why we chose invisible is because previously another client I had worked with named Barry Lewis in the food niche, he had done building clear ketchup. From there, I took that data point and I was like, hey, we should remix this and build an invisible Big Mac. So we would build an invisible Big Mac. I believe we called it a clear Big Mac and it did 400,000 views. Then another creator saw that and built an invisible burger and an invisible pizza. Both those videos did really, really well. So then I was like, okay, the word invisible is doing really well. I saw someone make an invisible car. That did pretty well. I saw invisible things on shorts do really well. So I was like, okay, I have experience with the word invisible doing well. I know that invisible consistently overperforms anytime it's used, and derivatives of invisible, so things like clear, things like camouflage, things like transparent, all these things are doing really well in the broad market and they're all overperforming, meaning this is a viral vector as well. It was pretty validated that it was. So I was like, why don't we just pair building a katana, which we know will do well, with invisible. So we're going to build an invisible katana. And then we had to figure out how to do that logistically. So that's where the strategy stuff comes in, where I have to figure out how can he build an invisible katana. We got the idea. Now how does he do it? Okay, we set it on plexiglass. If he made a plexiglass katana and sharpened the edges and then smoothed it down and polished it, it would be fairly clear. And then Mike Shake did his magic. He did the intro, did the video, built this crazy good storytelling, and then he tested it, and it was an unbelievable visual. First of all, it's a novel idea, building an invisible katana. No one's done that before, literally ever. It's also crazy, how do you even do that? Massive curiosity loop. But the thumbnail, as you can see, there's an invisible katana in a dude's torso. And in the opening shot, you can see an invisible katana cutting something. Quite literally, there's no katana there, he's cutting. A little bit of a editing magic, if you will. By doing this, he's made a video that has almost more views than the entire population of a continent. It all came down to the idea. It's the most important thing. The most important thing on YouTube is the idea, then it's the packaging. Now, some extra sauce there. The thumbnail. The thumbnail also banged. The thumbnail is a massive part of why this video did so well. And the reason why it did so well is because, guess what? We just copied something else that worked. What did we copy that worked? Something on his channel. Here's the key. When you are coming up with ideas and especially packaging for your audience, you want to never kind of overstep the boundaries. We want to have something that is familiar with the audience. We previously had did a video with a very similar thumbnail with a flaming katana, and it did very, very well. So I was like, well, we've got an invisible katana here. Why don't we just put the invisible katana where the flaming katana was? Because the flaming katana thumbnail did 5-ish million views. That was an outlier at the time for the channel. Therefore, his audience is already familiar with this type of concept and this specific thumbnail format. Therefore, if we see one of the invisible katana and make it believable enough, people from the core audience will click on it. Of course they did. And then from there, it also just took off. Like, not only did the core audience click on it, and they clicked on it, oh man, they did. Because that first 24 hours was ridiculous. It was also dubbed in multiple languages, so there's a massive language market dispersion where multiple people can watch the video and enjoy it because it's dubbed in their language. And it's also very easy to understand. It's an invisible katana cutting through a torso. That's understandable. It makes sense paired with a specific title, which is I built invisible katana, which was later changed to transparent katana. That was just because comments were like, it's not actually invisible, it's transparent. So we just did that. Made them happy. I think if it was invisible katana, it'd be at 30 million views, but it's at 25 million views with transparent, which I think is good enough because we've built transparent burgers that also did really well for those respective clients. Now, that's exactly how I helped create a 25 million view video. And if you want to work with me to create videos that do just as well, if not better, in the entertainment niche, let me know. You can book a call down below, and if we're a good fit, I'll hop on a call. But if you don't, and you don't want to work with me, that's cool. If you want free sauce as good as these videos, if not better, you can sign up to the newsletter in the link below.